Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Christine and this video is about signs your trauma is keeping you stuck and broke. The main way narcs and abusers keep us broke and stuck is through manipulation of our minds and our self-worth. If we don't wake up to what is really going on, the effects of manipulation and sabotage add up, and eventually we wind up with major financial difficulties that can take a long time to work out. This kind of cumulative damage is what leads to us getting trapped in shitty situations. A lifetime of manipulation and abuse by manipulators can leave you trapped in poverty. This cumulative abuse is what happened to me, and it happens to a lot of people where we hit midlife and we realize that something's not right. My mom had lived with me for a decade and did all kinds of things behind my back that I didn't know what she was doing, and lots of other things happened along the way. So after she died, I decided to dig deep and really get at the issues that were keeping me stuck in financial difficulty. I did a shaman ceremony that I learned from Dr. Violdo of the Four Winds Society. And I used this particular ceremony quite a bit. Now, I'm not saying do this ceremony and skip therapy. If you need therapy, go to therapy. This is not intended to be a replacement for that. It's just my path. So my answers to these questions have been delivered on the proverbial silver platter, and I personally think that is because I actively aligned with healing. Getting over codependency has been the main focus in my life for the last year. And the most important thing that we can do right now is to shift our focus away from external distractions to focus on our own path. I know right now I have to be careful about the things I focus on, and this is a new awareness for me. Now, the death of my mom removed the biggest perpetrator of disruption and sabotage, and then there were two other people who showed up after she died who turned out to be manipulative, and there are probably more and more that will reveal themselves. But in their absence, I am now able to see how I adapted to the manipulation and how that adaptation kept me stuck in financial difficulty. And I think this is where a lot of people get hung up, is that they're still doing things the way they did as a child or the way they did when they were stuck in a situation that they couldn't get out of. And it kind of can really spiral downward if you're not careful. So for me, it was self-isolation. I preferred to be alone, and I would do everything except work on my business because I couldn't do any of those things as long as my mom was alive, because she would sabotage it. And in fact, she already had. I have a brother who is a narcissist, and I worked for him for several years, and he sabotaged his own business, and I lost a gig overnight. So it's easy to get caught up in why bother, and that's where I've been for a couple of years. And also, because of this Pluto opposite Sun transit for me, the death of the old, Pluto has pretty much leveled everything in my life, and it's like I'm a new person. So I kind of have to pick through the ruins and figure out what's going to work and what's not going to work. And I didn't really know what I was supposed to do until recently, and I'm not even sure there's the shoulds, as in like what I'm supposed to do. I'm not sure that anything I'm doing right now is going to move the needle financially, but I also know that doing something contrived that is for the sole purpose of making money no longer works. And I think this is because we're liberated from that. We are liberated from financial enslavement. And the best results come from following our own highest inspiration. So we really have to just do the best we can to move forward with what makes the most sense to us and where we feel inspired. From my own experience, I also know that I need to avoid too many extracurricular activities in all situations. It's been about me doing less, giving less, starting fewer new things, less people into my life, less new things, less shiny things. So the new feels really fragile, and I'm ready for the new paradigm. So what this means is no dating, no shiny new things. I'm going to stay home instead of looking for distractions from the external, and stop looking to low frequency things I used to do. This is an interesting concept because I've noticed that just about every time I leave the house to go do something fun, it gets disrupted or it just sucks. And that's, I think, sort of a transpersonal thing going on in the collective to get us all to go within and to focus on our own path. Now, we're powerful creators, and if we weren't, there wouldn't be nearly as much garbage in the media designed to hijack our attention away from our chosen path. And I'd argue that we are at war over our focus and intention. So it's okay if life is boring for a little while. In this season, I'm detoxing from drama, chaos, disruptions, and interference. And I'm sharing this with you to help you figure out and put the pieces together in your own life and choose your own next steps. And I hope my newfound awareness helps accelerate your own journey. So here are signs your trauma from abusers and manipulators is keeping you stuck and broke. This is not an exhaustive list. It's just some that I have noticed in myself and other people, and I might update this later. I have 16 of these, and I'm not going to go into big, long details about them. I will let you contemplate them. Please journal or meditate on any of these that trigger you or that feel like they are important. Number 1, you're exhausted most of the time. Number 2, you spend a lot of time talking, venting, complaining to your friends about men. 3, your friendships are centered around your victimhood. 4, you feel like you don't have enough time to get everything done. 5, you notice that you feel bad emotionally or physically after interactions with certain people. 6, you stay in unfulfilling situations, apartments, relationships, situationships, even though you're miserable. 7, you make yourself smaller in order to fit in or make it okay to stay in a situation, also known as accommodation. 8, you feel like a doormat because people take advantage of you. 9, you trust people right away. 10, you're working several jobs to pay the bills. 11, you have chronic financial difficulties or you under-earn. 12, you're the most competent person at work, in your family, or in groups, but you get treated the worst. 13, you find yourself fixing problems for other people when they should just do it for themselves. 14, you do all the emotional labor, which is the planning and execution in your relationships. 15, you take the initiative to fix things even when it's not your responsibility. And finally, 16, you tell yourself that money isn't important to you. So, what do you think? I hope this information has served you on your journey. If you need support, please check out the services menu on the Work With Me tab of 1212 Energy. You can also support my work through donations through Cash App at $1212 Energy, or you can purchase a $5 monthly subscription on my website to support this content. Thanks for listening. My name's Christine, and I'll see you in the next video.